So, when you hear the word crocodile, what pops into your head? For most of us, it's this single image, right? A powerful, ancient reptile, basically a living dinosaur just lurking under the water. But that one name, that one idea, is really just the cover of an incredible book.
Okay, so let's ask the question straight up. What is a crocodile? It sounds simple, but trust me, the answer is so much cooler and more complex than you might think. We're about to see that crocodile isn't just one thing. It's a whole collection of different survival strategies, each one more fascinating than the last. I mean, think about it. For 200 million years, this basic body plan has been one of the most successful predators on the entire planet, an absolute killing machine. But here's the secret sauce to that success. It's not that they're all the same. It's that they are all so brilliantly different.
To really wrap our heads around all the wild variations, we first need a baseline, the gold standard. And for that, we have to look at the absolute titan of the family, the saltwater crocodile.
This thing is just a monster. It's the largest living reptile on Earth. We're talking 6 meters of pure muscle, with the strongest bite force ever measured, way stronger than any predator walking on land today. But here's where it gets really interesting. Its secret weapon isn't just raw power. It's brains. This isn't just a river animal. It crosses hundreds of kilometers of open ocean, not by just swimming blindly, but by strategically riding the currents. It reads tidal patterns like a sea captain. It is the absolute master of the patient, calculating ambush.
And this quote just nails it. The Salty is the ultimate all-rounder. When it came to survival skills, it just ticked every single box. Brute force, intelligence, patience, you name it. So now that we've seen the blueprint, let's go meet the crocs that chose a different path entirely.
All right, next up, we have the strategists. These are the crocodilians that completely shatter our idea of reptiles just being these simple creatures running on pure instinct. They prove that in their world, brains can be every bit as deadly as brawn.
Just look at the Nile crocodile, a 5-meter-long apex predator in Africa that has perfected the art of the ambush. During the huge annual wildebeest migration, it doesn't waste a single bit of energy chasing, it just waits. But here's the kicker. They've been seen working together, coordinating. Some will block escape routes while others herd the panicking animals towards them. That's not just instinct, that's teamwork. That's a plan, coming from an animal with a brain the size of a walnut.
And if you thought teamwork was impressive, well, get ready for this. The mugger crocodile, which lives in India and Sri Lanka, is a confirmed tool user. It actually sets traps. So, how does it do it? Well, the whole process is just genius. The crocodile is smart enough to know that during nesting season, birds are desperate for sticks, so it finds a few, carefully balances them on its snout, and then just waits, perfectly still in the water. A bird flies down to grab what it thinks is a free piece of building material, and it does not fly back up. This is a predator that literally understands what its prey wants and uses it as bait. It's just incredible. Okay, so from the thinkers, we're moving on to the specialists. These are the crocodilians that basically gave up on being a jack-of-all-trades and evolved their bodies into these perfect, fine-tuned tools for one specific job. And you absolutely cannot talk about specialists without starting with the gharial. I mean, this quote just perfectly captures how bizarre it looks. That snout, it just doesn't seem real. But there is a brilliant reason for that design. The gharial basically traded raw, bone-crushing power for surgical precision. It's a living fishing rod. That impossibly thin snout can slice through the water with almost zero resistance, which allows for a lightning-fast sideways snap. And it's filled with over 100 super-sharp interlocking teeth that are perfect for gripping slippery fish. This is an animal that went all in on one food source and became the absolute master of catching it.
Now for a completely different kind of specialist. This quote introduces the Cuban crocodile. And honestly, it is the perfect way to describe this animal's absolutely explosive hunting style.
This is the true land athlete of the crocodile world. It's got longer, more powerful legs, and it can actually gallop on land to chase things down. But its most jaw-dropping move happens in the water. It can launch its entire body straight up into the air to snatch animals right off of low-hanging branches. Most crocs wait for prey to come to them. This one goes and gets it.
So now we get to meet the real outliers, the species that look at the crocodile rulebook and just tear it to shreds. These are the ones that defy our most basic ideas of what a crocodilian is supposed to be.
And the range here is just staggering.
I mean, on one end of the spectrum, you have the dwarf crocodile. At just 1.5 meters long, it's the smallest of them all, living on the rainforest floor like a tiny armored tank, eating frogs and insects. And on the complete opposite end, you've got the black caiman, a 5-meter giant, the undisputed top predator of the Amazon at night, strong enough to take on jaguars. That contrast just shows the incredible flexibility of this family.
Now, to understand our next rule breaker, we have to touch on this really cool concept called convergent evolution. Basically, it's when nature comes up with the same great idea twice in two totally different animals.
Which brings us to the false gharial. Now, for decades, scientists looked at that long, thin snout and thought, okay, this has to be a close relative of the gharial. Makes sense, right? But it's not. It's not even in the same family. It's a generalist hiding in a specialist's body, using that long snout to catch not just fish, but also monkeys, deer, pretty much whatever it can. It's a perfect case of mistaken identity, all thanks to convergent evolution.
So we've seen the powerhouse, the strategists, the hyper-specialized hunters, and the total rule breakers. What does all this tell us? What's the real secret to their incredible 200-million-year run on this planet?
Well, what's the secret? It's that there isn't just one secret. There isn't a single answer to survival. Sometimes it's all about brute force and versatility, like the salteye. Other times it's teamwork, like the Nile croc, or using clever tools, like the mugger. Or it can be about becoming the absolute best at one thing, like the gharial, or finding a totally unique corner of the world to own, whether you're on land like the Cuban croc or in the forest like the dwarf.
But here's the most important takeaway. Their true superpower isn't their armor, or their bite, or even their incredible patience. It's the family's relentless, unbelievable adaptation. It's the ability to find a new answer for every single challenge the planet has thrown at them.
That adaptation has carried them through ice ages, asteroid impacts, you name it. But when you look at all these incredible strategies, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As the world changes again, which of these remarkable answers to survival will be the one that gets them through the next 100 years?